Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a good weekend. Summer, it's June 30th. Let's see, is this 31 days? No, 30 days. Last day of the month. We're going to review 0-day options today I took on SPY and the small account challenge and how we're doing. Hope you had a good weekend. Here we are. It's a summer week, so volume's light. It's a short week because of Independence Day. And so can't expect a whole lot. You gotta just trade lightly, be very picky on your setups because the market will just chop and grind. If you watched my video yesterday on Friday, I talked about SPY being the top of the what's going on here? Top of the Bollinger Band on the daily. Oh, that is super annoying. There we go. And that's why I got into some puts, because it was well above it and just looking for a little retrace back to the 5-day moving average. So yesterday when I opened them, we did have that kind of sell-off midday and then that big rally into close. And I only got one of them. I got it for this week on Wednesday. And yesterday, I could have taken it, but my take profit on it was 5-day moving average. So of course, in hindsight, I should have taken it yesterday at that low or somewhere before we started that huge rally. They were up, it was up 100%, so it would have been nice, but I'll probably still kind of wait for 5-day, although I'm not sure if it's going to happen this week or by Wednesday. And the problem now is since we've continued to rally and just are squeezing this upper Bollinger, I mean, this is pretty rare for this to happen. This is the last time it really happened like that. It was 3 days above the upper Bollinger. And then it took 2 days for it to come back down. Let's see, yeah, that was November of last year. So sometimes it'll hold above the upper Bollinger, but it's pretty short-lived before it wants to retest that 5-day. That was kind of the theory behind this swing. But yeah, so that one's now down like, I don't know, 50%, especially with the close there. We had that little squeeze again, so I don't know if I'll be just treating that as a lotto or what, but that's the problem with only having one contract and a specific profit target. On the daily today, I showed up a little late, which was no problem. Market's been very slow in the morning and slow all day for the summertime. Bit of choppy and grindy, very tight range. These are the algos I identified. And I spotted some more, but I ended up deleting them because I don't think they were right. And this is what I was left with. Adjusted them a bit throughout the day, but didn't take any trades on the small account until actually towards the end of the day. On the big account, let me just show you. See if I can show you. Yeah, big account, took a few. This is confusing. I'm not gonna review all of them. I'm just gonna go by memory. Do that on my own time. So we had this head and shoulders right here, but lacked a continuation to the downside. So that can be signs for reversal or to go the opposite direction. Lack of continuation. Well, we gotta go back up and build more liquidity. So a couple of retracement mutual interest type trades in here. Once this gold was identified right here, became a little more clear, kind of retested it a few times here and then bumped above it here, but never completed the cup at this point. Just kind of hit resistance again. And then we had this, I guess this is like a lighter gold, yellow gold, not gold, brown gold, orange gold. Yeah, again, just choppy and grindy. So I'm trying to think where I even took trades on everything. I think the first trade I took on, well, yeah, I probably had a couple small stops in here somewhere. Yeah, I did. I had a little stop in here, I think. On the big account, I think I'm pretty much break even today. Even though I did have some good trades, there's just sitting on your hands trying not to trade. My best trade today was I got puts up here just at this resistance. This was thanks to Eric at SPY Day Trading. Well, technically Emperor's chart, but he's copying Eric. They had this nailed to perfection for the resistance. So I just took puts up there today, thinking it'd probably stay in a range. And my stop is very tight. It's easy to manage risk when you're basically opening where your stop is. So I held those. By the time I got to here, I'd taken two out of the 3, and then held through all of this and was kind of in and out. And I had it queued up to sell to close the last one. I was kind of holding the last one for the bottom, testing the bottom of this gold right here. And I had to order sell to close limit at the ask, just like queued up, you know. And we had this candle, and then we had this crazy one. I quick went over to it, clicked it, and it never hit that ask and just came up and then came up, and I'm like, oh. So I could have quick flipped it into a market order or at the bid, but of course that's tough to do after it was at 2100, and by the time I would have changed it was at 700. I was like, that sucks. I guess it's good to leave it as a market order when it's queued up in case there is an emergency type exit there where you get a crazy awesome volatile candle with in your favor, because that, yeah. So when I hit it at the ask, or at the ask, yeah, it limit ordered for 21, and then I was looking at it, and when I went back to when I was gonna go to change it maybe to a bid or market, it was like 700. So I was like, I'm gonna wait. I don't know why that candle came. It's probably from news. There might be continuation from that. Even though to hit my target, it come back up, and you know, at that point you don't really know. So anyways, I held through all of this actually, and I did end up closing it down here for about the same price as here. It was like 7 something. So that was a nice trade, amongst some just poor trades, I guess, that didn't really come to fruition. But keeping the losses tight definitely helps. See if I can find that trade in here. Yeah. Oh, and it's annoying because Fidelity Active Trader Pro, sometimes you open a position and it literally just doesn't show up under your positions, which is super aggravating. Happens towards the end of the day, it seems like more likely. And if you're trying to do quick moves in and out, and there's nowhere to sell it, the only way you can sell it is by looking on here and reversing your order, which is just kind of cumbersome, and it's just jacked up. So I've been going to the web browser, if that's the case, and closing on there. And you can't do on options, you can't do stops. You can't do stop losses on options on Active Trader Pro that I've seen. They've like dumbed this program down way too much, trying to make it too user friendly where you don't have stuff you can even do. Let me just see where that is. Is that would have been at 257, yeah. That was a nice one. Man, if you can catch them though, it's like these were so spread out. Man, I cannot see all this. Oh, 7. There's the one. So sell to close by open. Happening here. I'm thoroughly confused. I'm not gonna look at it. I'm gonna waste your time. Anyways, yeah, got that one in resistance, missed that, got that exit, and this would have actually been a nice entry. Again, same principle, catching the support when you're range bound, getting it down here. Didn't quite touch it, but got a nice shoulder here and little head. If you didn't catch it right here, you definitely could have gotten them here. Since I actually didn't get out of the puts until like this candle. So since I was already in that trade and I actually wasn't paying attention at that point. It's just the market's so slow. It's hard to just stay focused. You gotta set alerts. But if I had been paying attention, I would have probably closed that one since it got close to this support. I didn't realize it was that low. So once I saw it, I was like up here. And then I also could have just gotten calls and flipped into it, which would have been nice. Yeah, this would have been a nice trade for sure. Calls to support again, you have that little inverse head and shoulder. And then of course, yeah, just to play it to maybe the top of the range at the very least. And then of course it kind of squeezed in today. Broke out of this gold, made the cup here by, let's see, 2:15. All right, no, 3:15. And just like Friday, if you watch Friday's video, that inverse cup had a tiny little handle on it, and that's where I got puts. Same thing today, small little handle, but I actually caught this with calls. And this is the small account trade I saved for it. I unfortunately got these too far out of the money. I think I queued these up earlier in the day. I'm not sure why, but they were just way too far out of the money. So I was at 321, I opened up. Not a great entry, a bit of a chase, but we had this top gold channel and I was waiting for it to break that. Did make a nice little handle here though with the inverse head and grabbing that shoulder. But I thought, you know, it could hit this as resistance. And anyways, got it on this candle. This big green candle, which is not a great entry. And that's another reason why I was so quick. I was very quick to jump out of it and just take quick profits. Yeah, because I got it on this candle. 321, if you looked at the screenshot there, 321, I got 6 of them. They were 619 calls. So, yeah, 617 and a half is where we're at that point. So, too far out of the money that late in the day, basically. Delta on those are probably like 15. I'm trying to get at least 20 delta. It might have been like 12 even. Sold the first 2 on that same candle, 23 cents to 25 cents. Again, since my entry was like felt like a complete chase, and I suppose I could have gotten it here. Eric's chart, this was retesting because his line here was a little different. I looked at it later. His line here was a little bit different than mine, and it was actually retesting the top of this breakout. So that's kind of what I was looking for, is it retesting this gold right here for the head to go up, but it didn't make it that far. Anyways, I think on his it did actually. Yeah, it got pretty close. Not quite. Yeah, kind of the same thing. This is Emperor's. So got a little closer. His angle was a little different than mine. So yeah, in that way, in that case, I just waited for the breakout. And so yeah, sold 2 out of the 6. Sold 1, another one that same minute for 26 cents. Yeah, these things were not moving. I was limit ordering at the ask, and it's just, we were getting all this volatility, and it just wasn't even filling it. I was like, yeah, it's too far out of the money. 322. The next minute, I sold one for 24 cents. So on that little red candle, or no, wait, 322. Yeah, on that red candle. And then I had, I think, half left. So 2, 3. No, I had 2 left, and I jumped out of those 2 at 328. So on this candle, once I made that red candle, I'm like, I'm gonna get out. I've had enough. Not bad. 23 cents to 33 cents on those last 2. Did end up squeezing up. Oh, this is the retest right here, I think. Yeah. That's what it was. That's why I was confusing, because I thought I retested. Drew the gold line here on that first candle that kind of broke out and completed the cup. Right here, if you see, and then that's what it retested. So that's where you had another little inverse head and shoulder to break the green. On the big account, I actually did get I got calls again here. I think that was probably my last trade. Yeah, this one not a huge gainer. I think I was late on it, 348. Yeah, I don't know why I'm so late on that thing. Wow. Oh, because of that last channel. Yeah, because they have that flatter one up there, so I was kind of waiting for that. Yeah, I got him here, 348. Closed one at 350 for 10 cents. Another one at 350 for 90 cents. And then one at 353 for 30 cents. Yep. So it just wasn't moving very fast for the final 10 minutes. It was final 10 minutes, if it's going that slow, I'm just getting out pretty quick. It wasn't like very squeezy at all. So those didn't really pump up in value like crazy. But yeah, still nice trades today. Just gotta be so patient and scale down even. Let's see. I'm trying to think, what are the trades? I did have a couple good trades actually in the morning. Oh yeah, I was getting puts on these. I got puts on the break of this red. That's what it was. Yeah, because I completed this inverse cup, and this was a handle and a nice shoulder here, and I thought, it's broken this red one I've identified. So yeah, I did catch puts right there, and then I think I actually caught him right there again too. But the range is so tight; these were hardly moving. So you just have to be content with smaller profits. Not really a day you want to scale up to try and match some P&L, you know, average or record or anything like that. Just be content with smaller profits and live to trade another day. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy money sticks around. Peace out.